Hi everyone, and welcome to the Bitcoin Halving Party, hosted by Binance, the most affordable marketplace to buy and sell crypto. My name is Iller, and I'm the UK local manager, and here with me today is my excellent co-star, Myra, who is the Brazilian local manager.
Oi, hi guys, olá.
Hola and bem-vindo.
Bem-vindo.
Bem-vindo. Okay, I'm not bad. I'm not good with my Portuguese. But so yeah, before we dive into today's show, I'll hand over to Myra, who will go over the agenda for today.
Okay, thanks, Iller, for the introduction. So we will actually have 3 different panels on the show today, besides an AMA or Ask Me Anything session with both our CEOs, CZ, our CEO from Binance.com, and also Catherine Colley from Binance US. And we will divide them by topics, by all of everything that is involved in Bitcoin halving and everything you need to know. We'll have a mixture of Binance angels, key influencers, and also internal Binance employees. So we'll try to gain deeper understanding on Bitcoin halving and how it impacts the ecosystem as a whole. So besides the AMA session that I just told you about, the first panel will discuss the consequences of the halving for miners and the potential short and long-term implications on Bitcoin Ecosphere. The second panel will be talking about the Bitcoin halving for a newcomer and everything as well involved in this historic event. And then the third panel will discuss the impact of COVID-19 on Bitcoin and how that has shaped our moment. Just remembering that this agenda might change according to the last blocks mining. It's going really fast, faster than expected. So we can interrupt our panels at any time to our halving countdown.
That introduction. So yeah, we're all here today to celebrate the Bitcoin halving. But I want to take a few moments to sort of understand, what Bitcoin is and why it's important. Bitcoin is a digital currency, much like the British pound, the American dollar, the Chinese yen, or even the euro. But there's one major key difference, and it's not owned by any governments or any central banks. Bitcoin represents a fundamental transformation of money, as it basically separates money from the state and takes this hierarchical system of finance and turns it on its head. Now, I always give the example of Uber and how Uber flipped the monopolistic control of taxis all around the world. Now, Bitcoin is doing that exact same thing for money. Because up until now, the traditional banking system has gained monopolistic control over finance. They limit access to money because that's how you get into this system. You're vetted. You have to go to a bank in order to, open accounts. You have to go to a bank and ask permission to deposit and withdraw money. You have to go to a bank and ask permission to send money internationally, overseas. At any point in time, these central banks can tell you no, and they do if you don't play with their rules. So Bitcoin changes this so radically because regardless of your age, your sex, your gender, your political background, you have the ability to be your own bank. You can send money to anyone, anywhere, at any time, regardless, without asking anyone's permission.
Hey, Eller, do you need money there in UK? I can send you right now. Do you want it?
Yeah, within 10, 15 minutes it'll be there. We cut access to financial intermediaries, which then often, take off hefty fees for that service. This is a really big revolution where you control your money through the application of cryptography. Cryptography is the same technology that secures, websites on the internet. With Bitcoin, no one can censor you. No one can seize your money. No one can tell you what to do with your money or not. No one, this is truly revolutionary. Now, I get goosebumps every time I say this because, this is what Bitcoin is about. So whilst we talk about the Bitcoin halving, it's important to understand the larger context of the role that Bitcoin plays in society and the freedom of money. So yeah, let's get started. Myra, can you explain to the viewers all around the world, what is the Bitcoin halving?
Sure, I would make it really easy, the explanation, with a short video to explain a little bit more in more details what is the Bitcoin halving.
What is Bitcoin halving? Simply put, Bitcoin halving reduces the amount of Bitcoins awarded when a new block is solved and added to the blockchain. Back in 2009, miners were rewarded 50 new Bitcoins for each block that was solved. After 210,000 blocks are solved, which occurs roughly every 4 years, the reward for solving each block is cut in half. In 2012, the first halving occurred, reducing the reward for successfully solving a block from 50 Bitcoins to 25. 4 years later, the reward halved again, from 25 Bitcoins to 12.5. Nearly 210,000 blocks later, we're on the cusp of the third halving, which will reduce rewards to 6.25 Bitcoins for every block that is solved. Now, you may be wondering, how will halving affect the price of Bitcoin? Well, nobody knows for sure. If we look at the historical value of Bitcoins after the 2 previous halvings, you can see that the price of Bitcoin has gradually increased afterwards. Many predict that the price of Bitcoin will increase again after this third halving. It's important to keep in mind that there will only ever be approximately 21 million Bitcoins issued. With each successive halving, the amount of new Bitcoins entering circulation will decrease proportionately until all Bitcoins are mined, which is predicted to happen around the year 2140. Until then, most Bitcoin investors, miners, and speculators hope that the price of Bitcoin will continue to increase as fewer and fewer coins enter circulation.
Okay, I think that was pretty clear. So now going through the future features that we are having today in the event, we will share your comments and questions to our speakers from the YouTube chat. So please subscribe to the channel, activate the little bell, and float us with all your messages. We want them all. Sorry, Ivan, maybe not floating. But also we will have 4 lucky draws happening during the whole event. So to be eligible to participate, you have to subscribe in the Eventbrite link that we shared in all of our social media. Check out our Twitter account and then subscribe now if you haven't done it yet. And then you can run to our BNB lucky draw.
Thanks, Myra, for that. I'm more bullish than ever. So yeah, let's get started with the first part of our show. Myra, handing off to you to introduce our special guests.
Oh yeah, sure. I would like to welcome on stage our CEO, CZ, and also Catherine Coley, the CEO from Binance US. We are having a Ask Me Anything session to ask them a little bit about their insights and their takes in the Bitcoin halving. So please, we welcome you now on stage.
Welcome, guys. So yeah, I believe we are just getting them on now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Hey guys,
Okay.
how are you doing?
Hey, Coley.
Love your shirt, by the way.
Nice.
Hey,
Hey,
Susie.
Susie.
Oh, that's a good
I
shirt.
have a different shirt.
That's a great one.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yes. Now everyone is expecting a little bit of what you both have to say about the Bitcoin halving. And to start, I would like you to compare the Bitcoin halving to any other event of the known crypto life, so we can understand its relevance. Can you make this comparison?
Cool, you want to go first?
Sure. I think of it kind of like the Olympics. It so far has happened every 4 years. The entire world is paying attention. But the only difference is in the Olympics, you have to be the world's best athletes in order to participate. And in crypto, especially Bitcoin, anyone can be a participant. There's no fitness requirement. And the best part is you can do it all safely from your home. So I think of it that way. The level of energy and attention being spent on it, especially now, is getting a lot more people educated through the process. And with that, people more comfortable with the fact that digital assets are global and accessible to all.
So I take I think that's a very good answer, but I take a personal spin on it. I feel it's like everyone getting a bonus raised or like a double salary at the same time.
Yeah.
So the whole world is celebrating, especially if you're all in crypto. This halving actually is really good for you. So for the guys who are not all in yet, better getting early. But for the guys who are in the crypto industry, like basically there's much less new supplies coming out into the market. And with the printers printing at full speed for fiat, I mean, this is really like this is almost like quadrupling like this is like a race of quadrupling level. So for me, like, yeah, if it's very hard to compare to anything in non-crypto, but it kind of feels like that. Yeah.
Sense. Thank you for that, CZ and Coley. So next question is
I think it's pretty funny though that we were planning this, and last night it was supposed to be at my midnight and CZ's daytime, and now the cards have flipped.
Okay,
so I think it's great that the world has to stay on their toes.
Where were you guys in the 2016 halving?
I was at an ATM trying to withdraw British pounds because Brexit had attacked all of my net worth that was in British pounds at that time. And so I was scrambling to get fiat currencies out of a country that I no longer lived in. I was in between the roles of Wall Street and going into crypto. And so I was in my first month in San Francisco getting beaten up by the FX losses of the British pound after the Brexit. It was not a good time.
Interesting. So I think in 2016, I was we were doing the business previous to Binance.com. So I was a sales guy selling our exchange cloud exchange solutions to other exchanges, and they're actually not cryptocurrency exchanges. They're mostly like what we call cultures exchanges. So I remember on that day I was having dinner with a potential client. And I was telling the client, look, you can buy this system and this will make your exchange the best exchange in the world. And he didn't buy. So that's what I was doing in 2016. But now, now he knows the system is actually quite good.
That's awesome.
You have to listen to CZ, guys. Awesome.
Okay, so third question, do you imagine the next Bitcoin halvings broadcasted in the same level we do today for a Super Bowl or a Champions League final?
I'd hope so. I think there's a lot of, if anything, commercial advertising that would have a fun time around the halving if we were able to have that. So, I've got CNBC on trying to see what mainstream adoption is going to take place of the halving right now. And they've brought up Bitcoin already countless times today. So that's a huge improvement than the last 4 years ago.
I think it might take more than 4 years to get to that level for to get to the Super Bowl level. I think right now, probably only 0.1% of the population is in crypto. So maybe 1 in 1,000. I don't know how many people watch Super Bowl, but it's probably going to be closer to 10 to 20% of the population in the world, would be my guess. So I think we've got 100x to go to get there. Not sure about the next 4 years. Could possible, but I think that's a big goal. We'll see if we get there.
I'd probably like to see the curve of people with an increasing amount of TVs and a people with increasing amount of crypto, because they might be inverse.
Yeah. I think the key is the increasing number of smartphones in the less developed areas like Africa, right? 1.2 billion people with not a lot of smartphones. When those things, when the smartphones increase in those areas, I think crypto would be the native currency there. So those guys are unbanked today. They don't need banks. They can just go into crypto. That's it.
Yeah, I think if I can recall correctly, in Nigeria, the audience, they all own sort of a phone. So they own more phones than they have, access to computers or the internet. So, if we can do something with, crypto and, mobile phones, that could definitely increase our mainstream adoption.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, for the final question. So what do you guys expect for the next 4 years?
A lot. I'll go first. I think there's going to be a lot of adoption in the next 4 years. I think we're probably just on the cusp of the early adopters finally getting some of the sort of mid-tier adopters. I think we're kind of slowly getting to that point. We see like big funds coming in for 1% of their fund allocations. So we're just at the beginning. But I think once those guys taste it, they're not going to be able to resist. And I think we're going to see a lot more adoption on stable coins. I think we're starting to see central bank digital currencies being issued now. And as soon as China issues theirs, well, they already issued it. It's being piloted and tested. And once it's out in the wild, there will be a race. I think that should, in theory, promote payments, debit cards, all those other things that we have not been so successful with cryptocurrency so far. That hopefully, I think gaming, e-commerce follows that. And I still think that blockchain fundraising is a killer app. And I think given the craziness of 2017 and the ICO craze is over, but blockchain fundraising will stay, hopefully in a healthier way. So either IEOs or some other form, you continue to evolve. And I also can guarantee you that we're going to see a lot more exchanges. There's going to be more. There has always been more exchanges than coins. So has always been the case. And now we have CMC. CMC has always had more exchange listing requests than coin listing requests. Lastly, I also think that we're going to see a lot more decentralized exchanges. So decentralized exchanges have not taken off. Hopefully, within the next 4 years, we should see that taking off, and hopefully, we can cannibalize our own business.
Yeah, next 4 years, I see more on-ramps being able to enter and more complexities into the product. So you can get different features, different products rolled out. As CZ said, decentralized exchanges finally having more liquidity because more people can get into the systems through fiat on-ramps.
Yeah, and within the next 4 years, we hope to be the #1 exchange in the US, right?
That's absolutely right.
No pressure.
No pressure. #1.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Guys, that was a really cool chat. Now I'll let you go. And CZ, you can take a rest because I know it's really late for you right now. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's only 8 blocks to go, so I got to stay up.
Count out.
See you guys later. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Perfect. So the next sort of part, we're going to move to our lucky draw. So we're going to introduce Mariangel, who is our local manager for the LATAM community. Welcome. Oh, your mic.
Oh, ready. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, nice.
Perfect.
Nice to meet you, everyone. Happy Halving. If you see my face, it means it's giveaway time. So let's find out who are the winners of this first session. But first, go to our Twitter and our local communities on Twitter, because if you're not in this list, you can participate there. And if you want to be on this list, you can register on the information. You can check the information here on the video and find the registration link so you can be part of one of the winners of BNB that we are going to giving away during all this event. So let's find out who are the first ones. Let's see. Okay, these are our numbers, so let's check. We are going to contact them then. Here's our first winner. Now let's see who's the second. And I would like to know, meanwhile, what's the price of BTC while we are doing this? But here's the second winner. Congratulations. We are going to have 5 winners per session, so this is going to be a very interesting session. Also, we are doing these events on Twitter too, so you can participate in both. Here's third winner. And if you're on Twitter, you can use the hashtag Binance Halving Party, and we are already trending on some countries, so don't miss it. Fourth winner, congratulations. And here comes the last winner. Hope you are in. So let's find out who's the last winner. Okay, congratulations, guys. We will be contacting you and keep enjoying the party.
Thank you, Marty. That was great.
Gosh, damn it! I feel so bullish after speaking to CZ and Coley.
Yeah, me too. What an honor.
Yeah. So thank you, Mary Angel. Now I'll introduce our first panel speakers. Please welcome Josh Goodbody, who's the Director for Growth of Institutional Business, Denny Wu, who's leading our Binance Pool Initiative, and Aaron Gong, who's the Vice President of Binance Futures. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for joining us, guys, here. And just remembering for whoever is watching and just arrived, we are doing the Binance Halving party. Thank you all for joining us here. We are just sharing ideas and talking a little bit more about halving and what to expect from this market. Oh, we have one of the first guests here joining the stage. Hi, Josh.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Gosh, Josh, I love the hat.
I'm double swagging today, guys. I hope I'm not over swagged for the party.
Hey guys, welcome. I'm really excited to be sharing the panel with you and get your insights into the Bitcoin halving and the short and long-term implications for Bitcoin miners and also the ecosystem in general. So Myra, you can kick it off.
Yeah, no, especially because you guys have so much to share with us. I'm pretty sure I'm going to learn a lot. So the first question, I would just drop it, and whoever wants to take the ball and ask for it, feel free to do it. What did you expect in 2016 about the next halving 4 years ago?
Interesting question. I'll give it a crack then. So 2016, it feels so long ago, I think, in the Bitcoin world, right? You know, it feels like it was decades ago. But that was our last halving event. People didn't really know what to expect because we'd already only been through one halving. So 2012, we saw our first halving. 2016 was the follow-up. And there was a lot of question as to how the miners would react. You know, are miners ready for this? Are miners, prepared to continue business after this? What's the shock on the Bitcoin price going to be? There were so many unknowns. And I think we have still an element of that. We've got the underlying excitement where we've got more people involved in the Bitcoin space now than ever. The Bitcoin community is bigger and bigger than it was in 2016. Binance wasn't around in 2016. You know, that's one glaringly obvious thing to point out. So, as an industry, as an ecosystem, we've expanded and progressed hugely. So I think there were less expectations around what halving means. And halving, apart from being a technical event within the Bitcoin blockchain, has now become a public event. It's all in the mainstream media. It's on news. People are talking about it. People that have never owned Bitcoin before are discussing this. So actually, it's become a really interesting event for non-Bitcoin holders to get involved in and understand a little bit about how Bitcoin works and what the strengths and weaknesses are of the Bitcoin blockchain. So 2016, I think, was kind of the inception point, and we're here in the third halving, and it's going to be even interesting in the next couple of years to see what happens after this.
Yeah. So apparently Josh was a much earlier adopter than me. I was still a no corner in 2016, and probably guys knows I came from the traditional side, and 2016 was a very eventful year for the industry, and a lot of things happened. Brexit happened in 2016, and I believe it was just shortly before the second halving, and also followed by Trump election in November. So it was a very volatile year. But I agree with Josh. It was the inception of the crypto industry, and let people know what it really means. And also that's why I got into the industry, although a lot later than most of you guys.
No, actually, you are not the least one, because back to 2016, I have no idea about Bitcoin. I don't even heard of the name. I was a bond trader, I think, and I heard the Bitcoin because in 2017, I think, because the Bitcoin price going to the record high in that time, and I bought some Bitcoin in that time. So that's the reason I get in this industry, because I lost money in this industry.
A lot of people, I think, came in during that sort of bull run in 2017.
Yeah.
And, like me, you invest more than you should. But I think you learn from it. I think you learn as you dip your foot into the industry, you learn from sort of the other people and also the academics and the sort of the crypto enthusiasts. You learn more about the industry and you become, it's like the Matrix moment where you take that red or blue pill. It's like, once you're in it, you can't go back. That sort of moment.
Yeah.
So perfect. Yeah. So the next question: what are the Bitcoin halving consequences for the crypto ecosphere?
Ooh.
I don't know who to take that.
Where do we begin? Okay, so as of today, what we've been seeing is about 1,800 Bitcoin mined a day collectively, right, across the system. So as of the halvening taking place, we're going to be seeing 900 Bitcoin mined. So that is a drastic, what I'd call supply squeeze in the Bitcoin mining community. So, the rewards are cut in half. So what does that mean? Well, practically that means, there is of course a supply impact. So Bitcoin suddenly becomes scarcer in terms of its overall supply. And that naturally has an impact. It's something that becomes inherently deflationary versus other assets like, what we're seeing happening with dollars, pounds, euros, massive quantitative easing, massive money printing. You can't do that with Bitcoin. And this is a classic kind of inbuilt by design demonstration of that. So we're seeing this supply squeeze, which will have, an impact on the Bitcoin price over a certain period of time. What that period of time will be, we don't know. Could it be months? Could it be a quarter? Could it be a year? Who knows? We'll have to see. But this supply squeeze has a material impact on the way that the mining industry works, of course. And in a way, it's a little bit like a refresh period for the mining industry. The weakest will struggle. The strongest will continue to build their hardware and their infrastructure to be able to meet the requirements of this mining period. But it's absolutely no doubt that it will have a material impact on the industry. But from my view, it's going to be a positive one.
Yeah. I can share what past experience has taught me and also how it will impact to halving this time. In traditional world, probably people often heard the news of oil price, right? And there are several meetings hosted by OPEC, which is the organization often decide the production amount of the oil. And once there's a OPEC meeting and a lot of expectation was going on in the same time, once there's a reduction decision, the outcome, and the market will quickly respond, and the price will usually jump a lot. I do believe the economics philosophy applies to the Bitcoin industry as well. And what is even better is the reduction is confirmed, and this is better than uncertainty. I do believe the price will keep going up, and the supply and demand it will work the same way as the traditional side.
Okay, from my respect, I have a different opinion. All you guys are having about halving, but from the mining respect, I hate halving because the system only pay me half.
Sure. That's an important point.
But I think the idea is obviously to combat that, the price should go up, supply and demand. If the demand continues to stay the same, the price should reflect that. But obviously, there's no sort of, I would say foundation for it, but that's what leads up the previous halvings.
But you should see that you should see that another aspect. From the 2016, when the halvings, I mean, the miners will mine lower than mine little than the before, and in that time they don't have so many exchanges, and they don't have so many workers and so many employees in this industry. So all the impact will come from the mining industry. When half of the supply and you don't have so many to have to pay checks. So in that case, the price will going up and up. But in this time, you will find out mining industry don't have so much impact in this whole industry. We already have so many exchanges. Of course, we are the biggest one. We are the best one, but we still have other competitors. they also have to pay salary to employees, and we have some correlated some industry. So this time, I don't think the halving will have so much impact. We maybe have to wait longer than before. That's my opinion.
Yeah, just to add to that, I think we're on our third halving now, right? So many of the miners have been here before. They've seen it happen. Yeah. So they have learned the lessons. There's less unknowns. People have planned ahead. They now have access to complex derivatives like the Binance Futures platform that Aaron built. They have fantastic access to sophisticated financial products, right? They can manage their inventory. They can hedge their risk. They have these tools that were simply not available to them in 2016. So the market's sophisticated, in a way far beyond what we had in 2016. So in that respect, we're better prepared as a whole ecosystem, I think, for the halving. And I think, the impact of it on price will be gradual. In that respect, it'll play its way out through the markets over the course of the next few months. But people know, what to expect because we've been here before as an industry.
I would just like to say, also, congratulations, Aaron.
But the short-term volatility is inevitable, and that's why, like Josh said, miners are welcome to use derivatives to hedge their risks.
Yeah, actually, you guys stole the next question. That it was obviously how is the halving going to impact the mining? So I think the miners. So I think you already answered this a little bit. But if you'd like to go any further on it, I think that's one of the topics that people usually discuss when we are debating halving. Like a lot of people might get happy with the pump. A lot of other people are not so happy with it. So Danny, I think you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. So, I have to share some data because, that's what I do about the mining business. According to some data, we spend about $150 million. Yeah, I think it's $1.5 billion last year to pay the electricity fees. And when the after of the halving, that means almost every Bitcoin we mine have to cash out to pay the electricity fee if the Bitcoin price of the Bitcoin doesn't going up. So it's really not really good news for us, but maybe a good news for you guys.
But actually, on that point, it also makes miners think about making their business more efficient. So the halving makes miners think, hold on, I've got to constantly be thinking about, making my hardware as fully upgraded as I possibly can. Are there better, cheaper sources of energy and electricity that I can get my hands on? We were speaking earlier on with the guys at Genesis who've been mining for a long, long time. And, they've been building a lot of their infrastructure in Iceland near geothermal electricity. You're seeing this real move in the mining community towards renewable energy. And if the halving wasn't happening, people wouldn't care so much about getting their hands on cheap renewable electricity. But actually, the halving has kind of catalyzed and moved that discussion forward. So it's made people think more carefully about how they build their business, which I think, although it makes it complex, as Denny said, it makes it much more complicated. In the wider sense, it makes the industry evolve and get better and better over time.
Yeah, that's true. If we can learn from the history of the traditional commodities, then for example, oil industry, right? So from the innovation of the old equipments, and they innovated all the way to shale oil, right? So which allowed them to produce oil more efficiently. So that's the same thing for the crypto industry. For the miners, they think about what's the most efficient ways to do the business. As such, it's an innovation to everyone, and bring the best of the outcome to the users.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And Myra, I forgot to mention, did you know that I was a painter?
Really?
Yeah, so I know, sorry guys, but when you were talking, I was actually drawing, and I was drawing the moon because you guys are making me foolish.
Fantastic skills. You're wasted talent, man. You should be Binance.
You should not go to Binance. You should left,
Okay, fine. You got me. It's a printed version of the moon. But the point is, it's
Where are we going? Come on, show the moon.
Well, it's got to be the moon, right?
Yeah.
I try to make it bigger, but obviously I need to make it a bit more, realistic, But anyways, yeah. So thank you guys for coming to this panel and sharing your insights.
Oh, we have questions from YouTube.
Yes, that's it. Yes. So
Forget about it. We have several questions here. It's really afloat here. I cannot read everything.
So Ivan, if you want to come on and you can ask the questions from YouTube.
Hey Ivan, welcome.
Hi guys. I'm Ivan, Binance local community manager in charge of Russia and Ukraine community. Thanks for having me. So I would like to thank everyone who's watching us for dozens of questions, comments, and feedbacks. Guys, you cannot imagine how many of them there are. So let's get back to it. I tried to summarize some of them, and here is the first one for Danny from Mining Pool. Can you please talk us about the vision of Mining Pool? What overall hash rate is already your Mining Pool has, and what are the plans on it if, let's say, Bitcoin price will drop too much? How this will impact my Binance Mining Pool?
From our respect, for now, we have 3,000 current trading right now. This first question, and the other one is, if the price going down, most of miners, upgrade their mining machine to the, most newest edition. So if price going down, that means some, the old version mining machine will close their mining machine. That means, each mining machine can mine more Bitcoins. So I don't think the price going down will take some impact for mining for Binance mining pool. So in that respect, I think if the price going down, our hash rate in our mining pool will go up. So that's my question. That's my answer. Sorry.
Lovely, exactly. So moving on, thanks for sharing your thoughts. And the next question, I believe, for Josh. Binance Card was announced some time ago. Is there any update? What will you be doing to drive retail adoption and use cases to spend Bitcoin?
Yeah, great question. Thanks for that. So, Binance Card for us it's like closing the loop for us. We're an ecosystem provider. We want people to be able to buy Bitcoin, trade their Bitcoin, hold their Bitcoin, and spend their Bitcoin, right? That's why we're doing the Binance Card. So for us, it's a really important play for us to close the loop and be able to provide as many of these services as possible. So Binance Card is one of our top priorities behind the scenes. We're building furiously the infrastructure to be able to offer that globally. It's not just going to be available in certain places. We want to really open that up to all of our users. So we're doing a beta test right now in Southeast Asia. We're collecting feedback on the product, collecting feedback on functionality. We want to make the product as user friendly as possible, and we want there to be awesome kind of like freebies, giveaways, and all kinds of interesting features that I'm not going to tell you about right now, but I promise you I will. Interesting features for the users that will incentivize them to use it. So we're still building it. We are looking at probably the next couple of months. There's going to be a couple of big announcements. They will be across a number of regions. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open. We're furiously working behind the scenes to bring this forward in the next couple of months.
Cool, sounds awesome. Looking forward to it. And the last question for Aaron from Binance Futures. Aaron, are you planning to add more pairs like on Forex to target Forex traders on Binance Futures? Is there any plan?
Well, so as you know, crypto market has great similarities to FX market, right? So if there are strong demands about these products, why not?
Exactly.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for answering all those questions. And I would like to invite you to stay with us and watching the rest of the panels. But thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy. Thank you.
Bye.
We are just getting started, so I encourage everyone to take part and prepare your questions for the next panel session in advance. Meanwhile, enjoy the party and stay bullish.
We're going to hand over now to Mary Angel, who will now do our second lucky draw.
Hi everyone, it's me again, which means that it's lucky draw time. So let's check who are going to be your winners. 1 second, please. And meanwhile, I can stop reading your tweets. Everybody's fading, everybody's excited. It's moon time, we don't know. But okay, let me know if you see the screen. Okay, it's working. So let's find out who are the winners of this session. 5 new lucky people winning BNB. And here comes the first one. Congratulations to the first one. And we are trending on my country. We are trending on Twitter in Venezuela, which is so awesome, and I'm so happy about it. So let's see who's the next winner. Here we have. If you haven't registered in our link on the description to be on this list and participate, you can also participate on Twitter. So go ahead and participate there or here. And here is our third winner. Congratulations. So don't miss this opportunity to win free BNB just for being a part of our Binance Halving Party, which is an event that happens only every 4 years. And our fourth winner, congratulations. So yes, this only happens every 4 years. I don't know what's our blog right now. I'm looking at this, but here comes our last winner. Congratulations. And I think we are getting closer to the halving, so let's continue with the party. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Marty. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mari.
Oh, and remembering, we still have 2 more lucky draws to go. And also, if you are just joining us, we are hosting our Binance Halving Party that it's celebrating this unique moment, right, Ilir?
Yes. So before we go into our second panel, I would just like to say to the audience that I'm actually a magician. You know, it's actually true. So I can make this Bitcoin, if I don't know if you can see this, appear twice. Ready? 1, 2. Nope. The reason why it doesn't appear twice is because you cannot manipulate Bitcoin supply.
Oh.
It's always
That
ever
was
going
not
to
one,
1 million. See? That's the reason
Did you
why.
consider going into comedy show?
No. Hard money always beats soft money. That's an important thing to know. But yeah, so let's continue on to the second panel now. I'll introduce our local managers from Italy, France, and Spain, Lucia and Xavier, who will be talking about the Bitcoin halving for the newcomer and what we should expect from this historic event.
Ciao,
Thank you,
Lucia.
guys. Ciao.
Salut, bonsoir. Hola,
Hello.
ciao.
Hola. Hand it over to you guys.
Hola. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Hola a todos. Buonasera, Lucia.
Hola, ciao, buonasera. Hi, guys.
So we are going to start with the next panel, but first I want to remind everyone that we have our social media links in the description of this video. So if you want to check your local channel, just check the description and remember to log in and to register to your local channels, but also to our link to Eventbrite if you want to participate in this lucky draw. Also, we should remind our users, when are we going to celebrate the halving? Don't you think so, Lucia?
Yes, so if you're wondering when and how are we going to celebrate the halving, well, we are going to use the Binance halving page as reference. We will be checking the block numbers until we reach the number of 62,999. 620,90,000. That will be the last block to be mined in 12.5 BTC reward. System after it, the next 200,000 block will give 6.25 BTC reward. When we reach the block 629,000, we will ask all our participants to join our call and celebrate it together. So stay tuned and be ready. Now,
thank you.
No problem.
Big numbers to remember, also long numbers. Remember, everyone, we have 9 blocks remaining for the halving.
Yay, great. Thanks, Javi. Now it's time to introduce our guest. So please welcome our first guest, the director of the Spanish crypto hub, Crypto Plaza, Jesus Perez. Hola, buenas tardes, Jesus. All right, I think he's joining us.
Join the stage whenever you can.
Buenas tardes, good evening from Madrid, from Crypto Plaza. Really nice to stay here and to live with you the Halving.
Great, and now we introduce our second guest, which is one of the most famous crypto influencers in the French community, Asher. Bonsoir, Asher. Salut, ça va? Hi, Asher.
Très bien. Thank you.
And last but not least, our Binance angel, David from France and Alessandro from Italy. Bonsoir, ciao.
Bonjour.
Ciao a tutti. It's nice to be here. It's nice to be here tonight.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, I think we can start with the first question of this panel. So how could you explain halving for a no-coiner? Jesus, would you want to start?
Sure. Every 210,000 blocks mined, or every 4 years, last time was in 2016, the reward given to Bitcoin miners for processing transactions cut in half. So if we look in the history, the original reward was about 50 BTC, but then was cut to 25 in 2012, and next was cut in 2016, 12.5, and we are going to live in the next minutes the cut of reward to 6.25.
Awesome. David, would you want to add something?
Yeah, so if I speak to no coiners, I want him to ask more questions about the system he's in and how it works. So for example, I'm going to show him just some money, and I'm going to ask him how much money is printed every minute, hours, days, months, does he know? What is the inflation rate? And as I'm lucky today, I have Owen that is just next to me. I'm going to tell you more about the inflation rate.
Today, the average of inflation rate in the world is 3.4%. But after this third halving, the inflation rate of Bitcoin network will be under 2% a year.
Yes. And so if the blockchain technology made Bitcoin unique, halving makes it economically right, as it guarantees that it's going to be more and more of less, and that your wallet will never go in flame like that. And if yeah, whoa. And that is one of the most important rules of Bitcoin. It is a rule that we will never change inside the blockchain rules of Bitcoin, the halving. And that's it.
Great explanation, thanks.
Yeah,
Alessandro, would you want to add something?
Before, I think that a very important aspect is that the Bitcoin supply after this halving will be inflated every year at a rate very similar to the gold. So Bitcoin will be even more considered a digital alternative to gold. In fact, the gold is inflated at 1.7% every year. And I think that after COVID, also other fiat currency will be very heavily inflated. So Bitcoin will be considered a safe haven even more.
Yeah, I would add second question, but I want also our viewers to reply and to answer the questions that we are going to do in this panel, because I think it's a really open answer and everyone can participate. I would like to know, where were you in the last halving? Do you remember? Alessandro, we can start by you.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, okay. Well, at the last halving, I was moving my first steps in the Bitcoin ecosystem, and I was walking in the street in Milano, and I was trying to explain Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to my parents. It was not so easy, and I remember, and I said, yeah, I think that Bitcoin will go to 2,000 euro one time, and they said, no, it's impossible. Is it at what 150? It was I think, yeah, $400 maybe, and everybody was saying, no, it's impossible, and I would say to myself in the past, oh, come on, Alessandro, you have to buy more Bitcoin if you know that it's gonna go to the moon.
Not a financial advice.
Not a financial advice.
What about you, David?
Me, I was not. This is my first halving. I'm half virgin right now, and so I hope it's not gonna hurt. And right now, in fact, in 2016, I was still on educational technology, and I was building a platform with US publishers. So I was more like acquiring users, like 8 million users, but on a different technology. And that's why I'm happy about blockchain, is that we are on this period of user acquisition.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I want to continue with Jesus.
Yes, the last halving, I was 18 years old. Yes.
Oh, don't worry, you can keep it. I will say it, Jesus, my pronunciation.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Don't worry,
sorry.
don't worry.
No, let's go. Sorry.
Everyone can speak. Free speech.
Okay, so we invested in the first company in 2013, our first company in Bitcoin. But in 2016, we were creating the FinTech Association in Spain. It was one like the really one important moments in Spain. We were working in order to do like a sandbox in order to do financial innovation. We see Bitcoin, but they didn't consider that it will be growth as right now is. But right now, in that moment, we put all the important things in Spain to try right now to have a sandbox in order to can add Bitcoin to the next things we are going to try to regulate.
Interesting.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yes. The last halving, I was 18. Yes, for me, it's very, very far. I remember that I'm in front of my computer. And it's funny because I remember that we have a lot less noise around the halving for one simple reason. There were a lot less people interesting around Bitcoin 4 years ago. It's funny to see this excitement from the last few days, as if the last people to become aware of this event and the importance of the Bitcoin halving were the newbies. And that is very important to remember that today, a lot of people follow, keep, and are interested in Bitcoin and blockchain field.
Yeah, totally agree. Lucia.
Where were you?
I was in Barcelona.
In
I was already into Bitcoin. I had already Bitcoin, but I was not as bullish as I am right now. I see it more clear now.
Yeah, I'm more bullish now, me too. I was in Poland and I was reading about Bitcoin, and I was more interested in entering in this world, but it's my first party halving also for me. So I'm a virgin like David. Yeah. All right, so we can start the third session of questions. So what should we expect from Bitcoin after the halving?
Yeah,
David,
surprise,
do you want to start?
because Bitcoin is always full of surprise. You know, when you see going up, you are going to see it going down, and when you see it going up, it's going to go down. I had a perfect signal for me. It was when I buy, it was going low, and when I sell, it was going high. So I think for Bitcoin, we can expect a lot of surprise, but also a lot of interest in the next 6 months. Obviously, the world is in a massive sanitary crisis, gonna be economically crisis, and maybe financially crisis. So we're gonna see what happens. But Bitcoin is gonna be really seen as something valuable at this moment.
All right.
To be honest, I expect nothing more than what he's already offering: a decentralized and truly resilient solution, transparent governance, and for me, Bitcoin, it's an open door. Nobody can close this door. In case of economic or financial issues, we have Bitcoin.
You seem very bullish.
Yeah, as also David said, I think that Bitcoin is a very volatile asset, so it's difficult to expect anything from him. The community expect, of course, a strong appreciation of its value after this halving. But over the years, Bitcoin has always reserved some surprise when the community was thinking that it was going to the moon. I remember myself that 1 Bitcoin will always be worth 1 Bitcoin. So I think this is the most important part of this run.
Maybe the question is when.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but I think
Jesus.
last time Bitcoin was like so alone. They don't have so much friends in the environment. Right now, I see a lot of new kind of coins, a lot of stable coins, a lot of new infrastructure, and a lot of things that right now makes it even more useful. I think Bitcoin will be for sure the king of all this kind of environment. So I think with all this kind of coins, infrastructure, I think they are going to build more. So I expect adoption, and I expect a lot of more things to do on top of Bitcoin.
Interesting. I'm also curious to know if you have any guess, if you want to take the risk about the new all-time high. This is also a question for viewers. I want you to comment in the YouTube chat your guess for the new all-time high for the next 4 years until the next halving. Do you think that we are going to have another all-time high? Because maybe we're still under the 19,000. What are your expectations?
Let's say from a Cartesian point of view, and considering the mathematical history of Bitcoin value. Yes. But if there's one thing I've learned with Bitcoin is that you can't always rely on mathematical logic. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, are very young. The volume is very small in comparison to the other financial field. That's why it's one strong selling movement can make Bitcoin dumping regardless of its usefulness and fundamentals. Supply and demand remind us every day human feelings is sometimes stronger than logic. Well, see, but I think it's very dangerous to take a position on this question because we have seen this for the first time with the COVID-19. We can have a lot of problem. I think it's not one universal answer to this question.
Yeah, 2020 is the day after tomorrow movies in reality in a way. So it's a little bit complicated to see what's going to happen in economically situation. You know, us Bitcoiners and blockchain, I think we all predicted that there was going to be a financial crisis in the next 10 to 18 months, but we wouldn't expect it from this to happen. And so is there going to be a new ATH of Bitcoin? Sure, maybe, maybe not, but more sure than maybe not. What is going it to be? Wow, I don't know. I don't have any models that rely on it really well. And more importantly, the only thing that we can see is that there's going to be a lot of irrationality on the market on the next month. And irrationality creates ATH. So,
if you have to say yes or not, David.
I would say that it depends, but I would say yes.
It's recorded.
Well, you know, it was recorded when I was saying divided by 5, but yeah, I would say yes, ATH at some point, but which one can say?
Okay.
I think that another important aspect is that in maybe 5 years from now, how much will $20,000 be worth in real life? Because if we are printing so much money now for this COVID emergency, also in the future, there will be a lot of business that need some fresh money. So the Fed on BCE in Europe will print a lot of money. So Bitcoin will be eventually go to an all-time high, but how much will that all-time high worth in dollars? It's difficult to say because it depends also how much dollar is worth in real life. If one coffee is worth $10, so maybe Bitcoin will be worth $100,000. But otherwise, it's I think it's very cool. It's very linked from the the economic politics that Fed and BCE will do in these years. And this is a strong point for Bitcoin, I think, or for crypto in general.
Yes, maybe the question could be, what can you buy today with 1 Bitcoin, and what can you buy in 10 years with 1 Bitcoin?
Yes, this is more the question, in my opinion, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And Jesus, what's your opinion?
Yes, my opinion, cryptocurrencies is here to stay. So for sure, it's a technology that right now it's really make a really impressive innovation in the space. So the we are going to for sure to see is new all-time highs of transaction, of security, of user adoption. So that's the main important thing, because in the long term, price will be where this data will stay. So for me, right now, it's for sure this kind of transaction we are going to see more. I think right now my bet is Bitcoin, but I am Bitcoin rationalist in the case if the other kind of currency can add more things you have to consider. But right now, I think Bitcoin is more far from out of the other options, and for sure we are going to see new highs of users, new highs of transaction, and that's for sure the price in the long term follows the data.
I would like also to add another question, another personal question about, for example, you were explaining that you tried, I think it was Alessandro, to explain it with your parents, to explain Bitcoin to them. I would like to know also about the others, if you had similar experience with your family, trying to explain what's Bitcoin. At first, I guess they were not really into it, and maybe after some time, they are starting to understand it. Did it happen to you?
Yeah. Last September, I had to prepare a TEDx about like blockchain, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't have any plan before, like 1 month before the TEDx. And I was barbecuing with some friends. One of my mentors was 55, and there was his father of 82 years old. Really interesting guy, asking me some question, and you know, this guy told me like, so what is Bitcoin? And an 82 years old guy, you cannot tell him like, yeah, smartphone, you see like this, etc. You have to rely on something really simple, and that's where I begin like to like show him just like some bank BA and telling him like this, you know what it is, you know why. What it is the most important, it's the number, there is only one, it's unique, etc. And that's how I did like a TEDx, by just showing to people like different BA of the world, like euro, but also dollars, explaining, you know, the rule of gold and how gold has climbed up in 30 years. And then after to explain in Venezuela the situation, and people, they travel with that's really concrete object. And that's how I explain it to people that are not really digital friendly. I use like really physical objects, like the wallet you saw me burning. It was another TEDx that I prepared. It's really simple, but it's what is an economical crisis? It's just that. You cannot take your money.
What about you, Hasher?
Sometimes it's complicated. Trying to explain the Bitcoin is my job. Not in English, okay? My English skills don't allow me to do it, but in French and to my YouTube community, I try to do it. But it's complicated because when you try to simplify, you lost a part of your relevance, because you can't be technical and exact if you try to simplify again and again. It's impossible to explain Bitcoin on the same way for my mom or for friends of my generation. That's why you have to all time to get a parallel with what this person already know. And when you have this parallel, you can try to find a picture for explain what is Bitcoin, why it's so incredible. Bitcoin is incredible. I think we can say this. It's an invention created from internet for the humanity. Bitcoin don't care of the color of your skin, your languages, your culture. Bitcoin is here for work. And like Jesus say, for continuing to work in the long run. And I think we just have to keep one value in mind: the number of people using, keeping, or interesting to Bitcoin technology. This curve is never going down.
Well, another funny aspect that a professor of mine in the university said sometime is that if you try to explain fiat money to an alien or Bitcoin to an alien, it's easier to explain Bitcoin because it's very difficult to explain to someone who doesn't live in the earth how our money actually works now. Because if you think about what is money, why is money? Money is was born from the people. Now money is not more globally accepted by people, but it's accepted because there is the law that make him accepted. So well, I think that also the question to explain Bitcoin, it's more easier than explain fiat money probably.
Yeah, I also think so. I can share one personal experience. For example, my father, he was working in a bank for 30 years. And the first time I explained him about Bitcoin, he said that it was a scam because nobody could create a coin, just the central banks had the power. But right now he's into Bitcoin. He has also Ethereum, so he's like really into crypto after around 4 years. And it's the opposite with my friends. For example, like 4 years ago, I remember I gave some Satoshis to my friends, like around $50 by that time. And only one of them still has these Bitcoins. All the others, they lost the wallet, the keys, and well, yeah, I mean, it should be right now around maybe $1,000, something like this, or maybe not even 1,000, but it's curious to see how sometimes also young people that are supposed to understand this better than older generations are not really paying attention into it. Do you think that maybe the younger generations are not listening to what we are saying about cryptos? They are not really interested about the economy and blockchain?
The problem is that in order to understand the Bitcoin economy, you need to understand the economy. And there is not a lot of documentation and stuff that explain economy. So it's more and more the case, but we need to educate people to, if you want to understand blockchain, you have to compare it to the actual system, meaning you need to understand the system, and not a lot of people understand it.
Yes, but David, I've discovered the blockchain rules before the traditional financial rules. That's why right now I understand why it's so strong, Bitcoin and Bitcoin value. It's also a good way to do.
Yes, I think Bitcoin is also a social thing. So every day it survives. Every time pass, people is really realizing that it's something to stay. That is not. Really is having more price, that is some people have to use because they need it, but I think it's a social really movement. So we have to take time. People can understand, to stay, people can get used, and that's for sure. Every day Bitcoin stays, it's a battle that makes it stronger. So because right now it's a social movement, people have to be aware of that.
Yeah, there's a website actually where you can see how many times Bitcoin died. I think it's like more than 300, something like this already. So yeah. Well, I just want to explain that even that I gave these Bitcoins to my friends and they lost it, I still give Bitcoin to the new users, new people that I see they are interested about it, maybe more than my friends. And not $50, but small amounts for them to start checking, understanding, and I think it's the best way for them to start because they don't need to buy, and they know that they have something, and maybe they will buy it later once they keep learning. So yeah, I think it's a good way. I would like to know as the last question also a reminder for the viewers. These questions are also for you. If your friends are into crypto or you are alone into crypto? Can I speak to someone? Can you speak to someone about cryptos?
Oh man, we've created a group of friends on crypto, I think, in France. like with the French Crypto Club, Blockchain Attaché, the Squadron, and all the friends and the ecosystem that we have. I think now we have all our friends on crypto and working on that. So basically, I think we're 24/7 on crypto, speaking to some friends, etc. And that is great because, like, you know, you can go to war with people that you trust.
Yes, in my group, people, I think people sometimes when price goes up, they told me what is Bitcoin? Why is going so high? But right now it's how can I get Bitcoin? So there are like sometimes right now there is a barrier, so it's not so easy right now. But I think this is improving. So I think in the next year, next month, next year will be easier that they can experiment without having to do anything technical. So that's they right now are interested, but they have some difficulties right now to access to Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, for me, in the first period, I talked about Bitcoin with just the friends who I meet maybe during some events of crypto events or some meetups of maybe Bitcoin community in Milano. And but every time that Bitcoin goes really up in price, a lot of people, a lot of friends or other, I play volleyball, so teammates come to me and say, yeah, I know that you are in crypto, but what is exactly Bitcoin? What is it Bitcoin? And this question ends when Bitcoin dumps. But every time when they do this question, one of these friends come to crypto and stays in crypto also when the price goes down. So I think it's just a matter of time that every time that Bitcoin goes really well, goes really high, someone comes inside to Bitcoin and he stays there because he understands the characteristic. Because of course, I personally come into Bitcoin just for the financial part in the beginning, because I saw that Bitcoin from $10 go to 100 and after to 1,000. I say, okay, well, this is really nice. But after, when you understand the technology and you say, okay, this is really something that can change the human world and the economic law that are in our world right now, you say, no, maybe I have to study a little bit more, not just for the price, not just for the price action, but also for the technology. And I think that also your friend, when you talk with them a lot, and they understand after sometimes.
After some time.
Me, you know, I have an indexa that is the mother indexa, which is like the index of adoption of my mother into blockchain technology. And
when
so
your mother
right
talk
now,
about Bitcoin, you have to sell because it's too high.
It's like, yeah. So right now we're on step that she has a wallet and she's willing that I give her some Bitcoin.
Oh.
She's not willing to receive or to pay for Bitcoin, and that's a huge step ahead.
I think we can invite Ivan to the stage because he has questions from our users. Ivan, please, if you can join us. As a reminder, we have 7 blocks remaining for the halving.
Oh, just 7.
Yep.
Exactly. Glad to be here. So great discussions, and I hope everyone is excited about what's coming next. I'm pleased to see a lot of questions, guys. You can never imagine how many of them are popping up, so it will be hard to choose the best ones among tons of them, but I'll do my best. Speaking about the 7 blocks left until the halving, and the community is curious to know any assumptions, guys, why there is no new blocks generated within the last almost 45 minutes. What do you think is happening on the world?
Math is low.
Well, we were in the Bitcoin Cash halving that's happened in the last, I think, 2 weeks, and there are some kind of people who has miners that can decide to quit from the network. So they are I don't know where will be the moment where the miners will decide, the people who has the less power for mining have to decide in which moment they are going to turn off. So could be that people right now is turning off. That could be a reason.
Well, also look into the last block mined. It was that 1 hour ago, there were 2 blocks that were mined in a 2-minute period, just in the same time. So I think that is just Bitcoin as a block every 10 minutes just by statistics, but it's not to be every time so. So I think that also we can look at the last two blocks were one 20 minutes ago and the other 23 minutes ago. So I think that probably now there will be one block and maybe two blocks in a very fast time, because it's just so it works. Of course, I think that the most the one time there was like 30 minutes after one block, so everything could be.
Let's go, David.
Go. No, go, Owen. Go.
I just have a quick question. It's very complicated for you to organize this event because 7 blocks. That's going to be very long.
Right now. One block was mine right now. So just I don't want to stop yet.
6 blocks. But
6 blocks, man. 6 blocks.
What is your strategy? What is your strategy if the Bitcoin network have 3 or 4 blocks in a few minutes? It's very complicated for you to do this event on the right time.
Yeah, well, I think that Xavi it's not in. Yeah, well, I think that, we can just try to guess when it will block the last, and when the last will be mined, and we have to wait.
Yes, I think in the Bitcoin Cash, there was like 2 hours of mining block after the halving, and that's because some mining, some hash rate go from Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin. So we need to understand what will be the hash rate, and in these moments of what are going to switch or to turn off the miners in that moment. So because some miners can pass to other networks like Bitcoin Cash or like Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. So
another funny aspect will be the first miner that will mine the new block, and they will have the half of the reward.
Yeah.
This is really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your thoughts. To be honest, next question honestly blew my mind. When will BTC stop being so volatile? Any ideas?
Sorry? When?
When will BTC stop being so volatile? Any ideas?
I think the problem is that volatile compared to what? Because like USD, Euro, when you print them in quantity, it creates volatility, you know. So when BTC stop being volatile, when fiat money stop being stable, stuff like that, there is like a huge dilemma. What is stable? Like as Elias said last time, 1 BTC is worth 1 BTC.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way,
one BTC would
what
be
is the etalon?
1 BTC.
Yeah, what is the etalon? It's more like when we consider that 1 BTC is the value on itself and not something that is worth something in euro or in dollars or something like that.
But if you see, I don't know, you have seen in a Fed report, in a Fed announcement about interest rate, there is also these kind of moments. There are a lot of volatility in the traditional markets. So, but I think right now we are not seeing too much volatile price movement right now. I have seen that we are in the same ground, not too much volatile right now. No.
From my perspective, I would say that whatever happens with Bitcoin community, blockchain community is not satisfied. From what I see, flat is boring, dumb, bad, fun. I haven't bought it. I haven't bought the deep. So generally, let's stick to the plan, and Bitcoin will show what's coming next for him. So moving forward, let's stick to the reality. COVID-19 paralyzed lots of countries and our economies. In your experience and your thoughts, will this halving be affected by COVID-19?
Absolutely. Look at us. We are not in a consensus or any other place to celebrate the halving as it should have been forecasted. So it's like as COVID impacted all of us, it's going to impact Bitcoin as well, because at the end of the day, we are just like the reception of Bitcoin.
Yeah, maybe in one aspect, COVID will be good for crypto just because people will not use so much cash, I think, because you will use digital money, digital payment, other things, and maybe if 100 people go to digital payment, just 1 or 2 people also discover Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency because you can pay just without cash.
If you remember what appears in the Genesis block, it was like the bailout of the banks.
Yeah.
I don't remember you. So we are right now with the COVID, probably in a world even bigger bailout moment. So if in that case this creates Bitcoin, imagine in a moment where it's going even stronger, let's say even bigger bailout from our governments. So for sure, they will increase the need for Bitcoin. So if in 2008 that's force or that's give us to people to create Bitcoin, we are going to do in a bigger event like that.
But that's interesting to see that, Bitcoin has been created during a financial crisis and it has survived until the next one empirically and getting better and better until this time. So it's going to be like, what is going to happen during this financial crisis? Who knows? But it's a little bit an object that is fit to survive in those kind of environment.
Bitcoin or not, I think people getting aware that it's very important to have a finance diversification. Gold, Bitcoin, another solution. But with this sanitary crisis, a lot of people just have for the first time in mind that I think I will probably have a problem with my bank. I have to find another solution, or I have to know in case of another solution.
Yeah, and as we are in a cinema scenario where everyone is stuck at home, which was something that last 6 months it was totally unbelievable. So the unbelievable now is understandable. So everything could be put into a new game.
And at this moment, you burn your wallet.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think that we have to remember that we are from Europe, and so euro it's a little bit more stable than other currency. But if you are from Turkey, you are from Russia, you are from Libya. And so, I think that people in that country start to look to Bitcoin, not just because they are there for the technology. I think they start to look Bitcoin because it's very important for their asset, because for their perspective, Bitcoin is less volatile than their fiat currency. So, I think that a lot of people will look into Bitcoin also for that, also in Africa probably, because maybe also their money is not so stable like for us. So I think that Bitcoin will gain a lot of traction with every crisis.
Well said, guys. Next question. Do you think there will be any other crypto that will be adopted and distributed and used worldwide more than Bitcoin one day? Well, Bitcoin honestly is the key in the moment. And do you think will be any crypto replacing Bitcoin in the nearest future?
Sorry to jump in, guys, but I would like to ask you to be very quick because the halving is approaching and we need to call back our local manager from LATAM, Maria Angel, for the lucky draw. So be quick.
Well,
thank you.
I think that Bitcoin will always be Bitcoin just because it was the first, and in this game it's a very the first takes all, because it was the really first cryptocurrency that was launched not for an economic perspective. Like when someone, also Ethereum, that is the second largest cryptocurrency. I really like Ethereum, and I think that for smart contract will be very important for DeFi, for other things. But it's not the same in the term of money of Bitcoin, because Ethereum was is a business. It's a business. It's not like fair money, in my opinion.
I think in terms of transactions, you have to look for the stable coins. I think stablecoins are going to use very, very, very broadly. So we are going to have probably Bitcoin for store value, but we are going to see for sure, I think, in my opinion, stablecoins to be very, 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 a lot of, in terms of transactions, will be for sure a very, very, very good impact. Yeah.
I think the free spirit are always going to be tied to Bitcoin because Bitcoin will stay Bitcoin. It's a unique creation that even if you want to replicate it, you cannot replicate it. Anonymous creators that we don't have any existence in 8 years, no society tied upon, distribution to a lot of diversity people. So then it's trade. This is something that is unique. It's like a spontaneous creation that you cannot recreate like as is. So it's going to be unique as unique. Other crypto monies are going to emerge. Stablecoin, you're totally right, Jesus. It's one of the future of the utility, and BUSD combined to the saving option shows us a new use case that I can put my parents and my grandparents on. And that's important for mass adoption. So I think for each use case, it's tool and adoption, and that's where we headed with blockchain. And that's what's exciting actually, because what we are automating is something that was human, not autonomous, manual, complicated, because in fact we are going to be the shave and we're going to dig the first tunnel that's going to accelerate all the trust environment. So that's, you know, why I'm on it. It's because we are on a pioneer side of something that is greater than us, in fact.
I think we have nothing more to add to this point of views, and you are late. I let my turn.
Thank you very much, guys. A wonderful guest. The panel was very interesting. So see you soon when the halving will occur. And now it's time to our third round of lucky draw. So Marie-Angel, if you can.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Guys.
Bye, guys. It was a pleasure to be with all of you.
Good halving.
Good halving, guys.
Reminder that we have 6 blocks right now, 5 blocks remaining for the halving. It's curious because we had, it was so fast during the day, and now we are waiting for the last blocks that are more slowly. So Marie-Angel, you can start the lock.
Sure, and for everyone who's asking on YouTube and on the comments, what we are showing on this wheel of names is your order ticket. So here on the link, on the description of the video, you will find the link of the Eventbrite event. So your ticket is what we are showing here. You don't need to share your Binance ID. You don't need to share any other information. Please stay safe. Don't share your personal information because we are not requesting that. And let's find out who are the new winners. 1 second. Yeah, it's important to remember because there are a lot of scams and situations happening, especially on social media. So never share your personal information. Okay, so now that I'm sharing my screen, let's find out who are the new winners. So here comes the first one. Congratulations. And yeah, guys, no need to share anything on the comments. We already have this. If you want to participate, go to the link that is on the description, register, or go to Twitter because we have a lot of giveaways on Twitter happening right now. And here's our second winner. Congratulations. All these winners are going to be contacted by their email. So no need to share anything on social media. Please stay safe. You will get an email from official Binance email address. Congratulations to the third winner. And here comes the next one. Okay, nice. Congratulations. And the last one. Okay, here's the last one. Congratulations, and thanks everyone who is participating on this event. Let's continue watching the show, and we are closer to the halving. So keep enjoying the show. Bye.
Thanks, Marty, for the lucky draw. Remembering you guys that we have one more lucky draw to go. So if you haven't been chosen yet, just wait that you might be lucky on the last time. So what we have now, Ilir, I think Marty left us, but she's coming back.
But before she comes back, can you guys notice anything different about me?
You have this, yeah.
Do you know what this is? This is the Binance Angels logo. So if you don't know what the Binance Angels program is, it's a group of volunteers that help us grow our communities online. And it's important that we celebrate this occasion with all our Binance Angels. So I appreciate everyone for helping out. So yeah, handing over to Marie Angel and Derek.
Please join us, Guy. Marty.
Oh, yeah.
So I think this is a great swag you have over there, but you are muted. Turn your microphone on.
I was looking for my Binance Angel pin too.
That's fine. Don't worry. But yeah.
Okay. Great kind of guys.
Hi everyone. How you doing? Hi, Marie Angel.
Hi everyone. So well, as Ilir said, I am Mariangel from Latin America. Maybe many of you know me from Binance Spanish, and I'm very happy to be here celebrating halving with all of you.
I'm Derek. I'm very excited to be here. The Bitcoin halving is something we've been waiting for a very long time. I don't know where you were at the last halving. I was one of those people who thought Bitcoin was a scam, but look, here we are right now. Marie Angel, please tell us a little bit about the Binance Angel program.
Yes, this panel is dedicated to our Binance Angel program. Many of you wonder what is it, and Binance Angel is a privilege. It's one of the most innovative programs in the crypto ecosystem. We have more than 130 volunteers from all over the world. For example, my group has 20 angels from Latin America. Derek is from Africa. So imagine we are all over the world. And we have our doors open for all the crypto enthusiasts that wants to join Binance as this experience to help us to grow the ecosystem and the blockchain. And also they get a lot of cool experience with us because they learn, they have a good time, and they enjoy being part of one of the most important companies in the crypto world. So today we are going to share our stage with some Binance Angels that are coming from many interesting places. So tell us who are we welcome now, Derek.
Nice points you mentioned there, Marie Angel. To join the Binance Angel program is quite simple. First of all, you could, if you don't know how to, you could leave us a tweet or join one of our local communities on TG and ask about it. Someone will gladly help you join the Binance Angel program. Now, to introduce our next panelists, I have from Russia, Vadim, from India, Gajenda, who, by the way, has been an angel since 2018. I also have Osewa from Nigeria. In addition, we have Leo from Venezuela. Gentlemen, nice to meet you.
Hey. Thank you so much. Hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
It's a pleasure. So much.
So, thanks, Derek, for introducing them. And tell me, guys, where were you in the last crypto halving?
I can start. It was tough time for me, 2016, because that time I lived in Cyprus, and it was, if you remember, it was a bank crisis there, and just the biggest bank in the country just froze account of all holders. So it was very disgusting time, and because originally I'm from Russia, it was second bank crisis in my life, because after Soviet Union crash as well, we had something similar when, for example, my grandfather and my grandmother, they lose all their savings, life savings, just in one moment. So for me, when in 2016, I knew about this decentralized platform ecosystem. It was very easy for me to get in, to be involved, because I understood how important it is to get rid of these centralized authorities, censorship, etc. So, and I'm a developer myself, so it was a very big journey for me, especially with Bitcoin.
Thanks.
Okay. As for me, I was. I think I was in Ghana. I went for an exchange, and I mean, I heard about Bitcoin in Ghana, and I was not literally convinced that. I mean, that it would kind of like would go bullish anytime soon. So I just thought probably the person that was actually telling me about it was trying to scam me or something. So I mean, I just didn't go with Bitcoin, but now, I mean, I've actually invested a lot, and I'm really, really happy that I did.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, Leonardo.
In 2016, well, this is my first halving. In 2016, I was in the beginning of my second medical year. And that was a funny moment because at that time, I got ill due to pneumonia. And the physician that took care of me, he asked me, "Hey man, what do you want to do for a living?" And I answered, "I want to be a physician, exactly a plastic surgeon." And he said, "No man, what do you want to do? Bitcoin, it's the future." And this time, I really didn't care about what Bitcoin was. And 2 years later, some of my closest friends told me about Bitcoin, and I knew that was a really interesting work. And well, now I'm here waiting and so excited to see what will happen.
Nice, thanks. So it's very awesome to hear your experiences, guys. Someone else has to say something else?
Do in 2016.
I was starting the university, so back then, no, I wasn't starting. I had a few months already in the university. So I wasn't into crypto. I got into crypto in 2017, but I already knew about Bitcoin since, I guess, 2013, but I wasn't into that back then, sadly. But then when I found about Bitcoin and about Binance, I joined this movement through the Binance Angel program, which was a very good experience for me. And before moving to the other questions, I would like to know, how did you find out about Binance Angel program?
Okay, Vadim, you can go. You can go.
I try to remember. I think Gleb told me. Gleb Kosterev, who is he is representative in Russia and Eastern Europe. I spoke directly to him, and he said it's very simple to join. So, and I didn't do anything after that for I think 6 months. But I filled the form to join the Binance Angels after Binance Smart Chain was introduced, because I thought it can be fun. Binance will have smart chain with smart contracts. Maybe it is a good opportunity to open a node or something. We'll see. So wish them good luck to contribute.
Nice. Someone else has to.
Yes. So I would say I'm a serial volunteer. Like I love volunteering and kind of like impacting. And I had this friend. He was one of the Binance Angel for Nigeria, and I mean, he told me. I told him about it, and he told me I could actually join the Angels program. And I mean, I was not literally interested, but when I read through, I mean, the job description and what we'll be doing, I mean, I just felt, I mean, I need to like impact and kind of like also learn while doing it. And truly, I would say it's still one of my best experiences so far.
Awesome. So nice. Someone else?
Welcome, Gajendra. We missed you on the earlier session. We asking, how did you learn about the Binance Angel program?
Hello. Actually, I got to learn from Meetup. I joined back in 2018 once there was a meetup in Delhi. So I joined there, and from there I get to know that Binance Angel program is there. And since I am there in Angel program, I'm there from December 2018. So it's almost 1.5 years. And I am very happy to be part of this Angel program.
Nice, that's awesome. I think Leo is joining us also. How did you learn from Binance Angel program?
Okay, I've heard about the Binance Angel program in 2018 in the meetup in Caracas, and I have to say thanks to Marianka because she told me everything about the program, and now I have 2 months in this incredible program and with an incredible community in Latin America.
Nice. So my last question before leaving you with Derek is, what do you think the crypto ecosystem would look like on 2024?
I think we will see a lot of adoption by 2024. 4 years is a big time period. And in this time period, we will see a lot of involvement, adaptation coming in. People from worldwide are taking more interest in Bitcoin and crypto. A lot of institutional investors will join. Recently, we have seen a lot of investors talking about Bitcoin. That shows people started to understand the real value of Bitcoin. I think 2009 to 20, this 10 to 11 years time period was transition period, where it took time for people to understand the real concept and logic behind Bitcoin. Because for what it came, for why we need Bitcoin. So all this, I think people have learned in this transition period. So I think now we are slowly moving forward. So by 2024, I think we will see a lot of use cases of Bitcoin and crypto getting used at a lot of places as a payment method. We will call Bitcoin as an internet money maybe. People like you and me who are watching, but others, still there's some way to go. More the money which is made by us. This is decentralized money. It is something which is run by public, not by government. Government can print fiat money, but they can't print Bitcoin. So yeah, in short, I can see we will see a lot of adaptation, and I think maybe we will be celebrating next halving with 1 million views or more.
Okay, I think I would go next. As we all know, cryptocurrency ventures are on the rise, and I mean, it's just so simple. I mean, as the numbers increase, it should actually result in widespread adaptation because honestly, we can't just kind of like ignore crypto at this moment. So I believe in 2024, I mean, it's going to be adopted by a lot of people, agencies, companies. I mean, so that's just it.
Well, I think that the cryptocurrency ecosystem will experience a huge increase, and I hope that many people will try to join them and to try to save their funds. But all of that will happen, and many people will have to educate by themselves about this subject because we need quality and quantity. Because in Latin America, we have a big word to increase. Cryptocurrencies is a new word that we can explain to other people and increase that the way that people have to make dollar.
Okay, I can tell. 2024 it will be next halving, right? So I wish it will be halving not only of the reward, but also of Bitcoin dominance. So I believe it's too high now. Let's say now 150 billions of dollars is capitalization of Bitcoin, and I wish half of this money to be spread in the market with new technological companies who is really doing adoption, who is really working, who is involving new programmers, bringing new people into crypto space. I hope it will happen sooner or later, because in this case now, when we have all money, most of the money just frozen inside the Bitcoin, I don't believe we will succeed a lot, just because we need evolution for our systems. So if any project will bring marketing, will bring development, good, I don't know, UI, UX, money to advertisement, it's better for them to grow next 2 years. So I believe we will see this rising of new companies. Maybe they're very near.
Great. If you're just joining in and you don't know what's really happening, this is the Binance Bitcoin Halving party. So you may be asking, what's Bitcoin halving? Well, you're not alone. A lot of people don't understand what it is. Just stick around, just keep listening to what the panelists have to share, and maybe you will get hitched along the way. Also, you mentioned you're from Nigeria.
Yes.
A couple of days ago, I was watching Billions, and there's an episode called Currency, and in there, Axe, the owner of the Axe hedge fund, wanted to find a deal to be able to close off the quarter with a lot of money. However, the people on his team were quite scared. Then someone came up with an idea of, look, how about I have a tip? Nigeria is going to devalue their currency. And so Axe ran very quickly to get hitched on that, so that he would make a very big huge margin in that particular quarter. Why does Nigeria devalue its currency, and how can Bitcoin help?
Okay, last 2 months, I think the Naira was devalued, and I mean, just due to the oil price drops, and I mean, just to stabilize the economy. And honestly, it's sad, sort of, because if you're trying to trade or kind of buy something in US dollars, you would know where you fall on, and it's just very terrible. And I would just say this. Crypto or BTC, I mean, it's kind of like a safe haven for us, because if the government is actually kind of devaluing the Naira, we could always buy a lot of BTC and kind of hold it for a very long time, or for a short while, to when the economy is back on. You understand? So we all know Bitcoin is not influenced by any government effect or whatever. So I mean, if the government is going to devalue the Naira, what should come to my head first is, I need to buy crypto. I need to save it. So it's, I think what one of the panelists was talking about, thinking about having a second, let me call it a plan B. When, let's say your bank is not working, your bank might probably not give you what you want. What are you falling back to? So for me, I would say Bitcoin is actually a safe haven for us, and it has actually been helping us also. A lot of people have been investing in crypto, because the moment you buy crypto and you kind of want to exchange, or you want to, it's actually saved in dollars. So even if you exchange it, you're exchanging in dollars. So basically, I would say Bitcoin is a safe haven. Thank you.
Great, thanks. That's very insightful. On that note, we do have something that we all share in common right now, and I think aside from everything there is in the world, we know about the elephant in the room, the invisible killer, COVID-19. How has it affected? How has it affected India? How has it affected Nigeria? How has it affected Russia? And how do you think this having Bitcoin as a whole?
So
COVID-19 has affected us a lot. Everyone's lifestyle has changed. Be it be anyone. And we don't know for how much time the situation will continue. Even after we will overcome with this, I think there will be a lot of uncertainty in people's mind. They might not prefer to go in public areas like in cinemas, tourist places, etc. So I think this will impact every country's economic growth, GDP and all. So we can say it's already impacting, and due to that, we are seeing how negative money printing is going all around the world. So this is a kind of red alert. And what happens when fiat money is printed like this? Normal public like us suffer the most. So it's a kind of eye-opener for everyone, I think. So now people are also realizing it, and they are understanding the value of BTC. BTC can't be printed like fiat. Government can print fiat, but they can't print BTC. BTC is a truly decentralized, and it's a public money, not the government money. So people are now understanding all this. So if we see across the world how bad economic conditions have been, take the examples of banks like US banks, Euro banks, even IMF have called recession, and it's gonna be worse than ever. So we are seeing failures of different countries in a way. It's all because bigger leaders of countries are unable to handle this. So I think they are unable to run in bad times and printing the money to solve all this. All these and bad economic conditions will bring more awareness to people, and it is, I think, it is a real test for Bitcoin to prove it in these bad times, because I think Bitcoin was created for this only, and this is a time to prove why Bitcoin was created. So I think till now it's going strong, but I think still not to prove. Halving is a major event, and it's like New Year for we all. That's why we are celebrating like this. And now mining eval will be cut down, and as earlier in a day 1800 BTC were coming in a market, now only 900 BTC will be coming. Demand will be same, but less Bitcoin will be coming in the market. So in a way, I think it will bring a positive impact. Maybe not like in a day or but it will might take some time. So I think this with time, this reward or total consumption of Bitcoin will keep on decreasing. And in a way, it will bring positive impact, and the way fiat are getting printed across all the countries, and people are sitting at their home and watching it. So I think they might be realizing how it's gonna affect. So they might be thinking to sell their fiat currencies, and while sitting at home, they might be searching to where to sell their fiats. So I think this will be this is a better economic model for Bitcoin, and so I think with this they might switch to Bitcoin and crypto.
Good, thanks. One takeaway for me from what you have said, Bitcoin was for times like this. Times like this should remind us why we all have to make sure we have something in our wallets. Vadim, how is Russia? Are you people on lockdown? What's the economy like? How do you think Bitcoin will help?
About Russia, I think Russian people did not realize for a long time how strong this disease is. Now we are slowly start to understand this. A lot of sick people, hospitals are full. So I know from my small community that a lot of relatives are sick. So it's a big challenge for all of us, for the whole planet, for Russia as well. But I want to tell about different things, if it's possible. So now, when we sit in our rooms under lockdown, I think we have to tell thank you for Silicon Valley, which made our lockdown much better, because we can speak in Zoom, we can chat in Telegram, we can whatever, Skype, YouTube, games, Netflix, all this fancy stuff. And I think next challenge for the crypto space is to make next similar lockdown even more comfortable, because Silicon Valley is working on the US regulations and they cannot do whatever they want. For example, they cannot make fair open markets, open finance systems, which crypto can. So just let's imagine if we will stay in lockdown, but we can still open decentralized loans when traditional banks are closed, but we can still take loans and maybe help our business or help our family. Maybe we can even make some legal stuff. For example, we can, I don't know, we make marriage through remote smart contract, when you can put your private key and your fiancé can put a private key. So it's just a future, and I believe it will be more simple to have any new lockdown and social distancing when crypto and decentralized technologies will grow and will help us a lot. So I'm quite optimistic about this. I hope we'll survive and our life will be even better.
Nice. What I checked from you is in Uganda, for instance, something that's been going around is the president has, we are effectively on lockdown, and so the president has said, if you want to get married, you're going to have a scientific wedding. The scientific wedding is one where you have less than 10 people present, because Ugandans are known for having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. So when you talk about smart contracts, I look forward to that time where we shall be getting married and using smart contracts to get married. I don't even know how that will work, but it's quite interesting. Leonardo, what do you think? What's your take? How is Venezuela?
Well, about the situation that we were talking about, COVID-19 in Venezuela, it's a part of a perfect storm, because all we know about the economic crisis of Venezuela is going through. Last week,
you need to hold the mic. We're losing you. You need to hold the mic.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. As I was saying, Venezuela is going through a big economic crisis, and the last week, the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean reported that the Venezuelan economy will contract 18% as a consequence of the world crisis. And this is really, really bad news. Why? Because we have one of the lower monthly incomes in the region, and we have hyperinflation. And this will get worse because much people are not working, are on lockdown, or they were just fired for their job.
Good. Thanks, Leonardo. Thank you very much. Also, you have something else to add on this? You need to unmute your mic, please.
So sorry about that. So I think it's almost 2 months on lockdown here in Nigeria. I mean, we have just, I think, 3 states strictly on lockdown. And honestly, it has not been easy, because a lot of companies has been laying off staffs, laying off workers. But then, this is a good thing. A lot of youths or individuals, like, okay, I think I went to one of my friend's house, was it day before yesterday? And his mom was literally telling me about Bitcoin. She was saying she wants, I think she's 70 years or so, and she said she wants to invest in Bitcoin. And when she told me, I was literally surprised. So I think, I mean, we've actually seen a lot of changes. Basically, a lot of youths that have actually lost their job, or probably they're not even kind of like seeking for a job anymore. A lot of people are going into crypto, trying to invest and see what they can get from it. So I think somehow this pandemic, it's kind of like letting us kind of like have deeper thoughts and other options of living our lives. And trust me, I would say, to me, it's still one of my best experience, basically. Thank you.
Great. Very, very great insights. Just before we invite Ivan, I'd want to ask, what do you think the price of BTC will be by the end of the year, 2020? I don't know. Are you bullish? Are you very?
I don't know the price until end of the day. How you can predict for the end of the year? It should be, I don't know, astrological stuff or something. Okay, let's say 6,666.